Hello, welcome to Christ Center Gamer's first unboxing and first look at the Corsair 5000D Airflow PC case. This is actually our first case review, so I'm kind of excited to do this. Corsair was kind enough to send us this to review, so I'm really excited to take a look at it. And my lucky daughter, Amber, who's helping with the camera today and may occasionally be here to help, is the lucky recipient of this build, so she's excited about that too. So let's go ahead and start with just the box. This is actually how it shipped to us from Corsair. It's funny because the packing clip said we were getting the black one, but we ended up getting the white one, which is why my daughter's so excited about it. With this also has a glass side panel, a black fan. It's fairly new. I didn't realize that it was still called Corsair Memory. They make so many things other than just memory now, but their company name is still Corsair Memory. Contents includes case, 20 fan screws, 3 motherboard standoffs, 8 washers, 12 Velcro straps, 18 motherboard and hard drive screws, and 8 optical drive SSD screws. And it shows here the dimensions. So you've got 240 millimeters wide, 520 millimeters tall, and 520 millimeters deep, which is pretty big actually. Let's see, we've got this side here. Has also the dimensions repeated. Material steel, plastic, tempered glass. Fan locations front 320 or 240. So 120 is included. So I believe the bottom fan does not fit a 140 millimeter. The rear is 120 millimeter. The top is 3 120 millimeter, I'm assuming, or 240 millimeters. And the motherboard tray can fit 320 millimeters. Oh, yeah, that's right. It's on the side. I'll show you how that works later. It's got 7 expansion slots, which is standard for ATX, and then 2 vertical, which is kind of cool. It can take a mini ITX, micro ATX, ATX, or extended ATX motherboard. In the front I/O, it's got 2 USB 3.0, 1 3.1 USB 3.1 Type C, which is really cool, the new port. One microphone and a headphone combo port, power and reset button. And the power supply supports up to 225 millimeter depth power supply. All right, now let's go ahead and look at the back. Sorry for I had to take off the mailing label so we didn't get doxxed. Sorry about that. So this is a good picture of what's included. You can see it's got a tempered glass side panel, it says 4 dust filters, so we'll have to see how that works. C is 2 120 millimeter fans, and then D is 3 removable SSD trays, which are really nice. And then E is 2 removable hard drive trays, which is also really handy. F is the solid side panel for the rear. G is the front bezel, and being the airflow model, it's got holes in it to increase the airflow, which is really cool. And H is the motherboard tray. Oh wait, here we go. Motherboard tray fan bracket. So it's where you can hold additional fans, because this thing can have tons and tons of fans. So really cool. All right, so let's go ahead and crack this guy open with my occasionally accessible sharp object. Let's go ahead and start. Okay. All right, look at that. It looks like we got front facing in the box, like so. Oh, by the way, the box said it's 35 pounds. That's what the UPS shipping label said on it. So we're gonna go ahead and pull this guy out. Well, I can do this on camera. If not, we'll make it work one way or another. Trying not to destroy the packing material. You know what? Let's give the old-fashioned way. Lazy way! There we go. Nothing like a classic method. And we get to toss the box all the way over somewhere else in the room. Okay. All right, here we go. So, nice foam shipping packing material. That's important. You don't want it to show up damaged. I don't know if you noticed, but the box did have a ding on the side, but it looks like this protected it okay. All right. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put this in the box. Actually, can you do that for me? Can you put this in the box first? Okay. All right. So,
on the bottom.
okay, let's go ahead and do that. Take the plastic off. All right. Oh, a very important manual. We'll go ahead and look at that. Thank you. All right, so let's go start with some observations. First of all, I noticed that there's gaps here. The Corsair logo and the front airflow. Oh, this comes right off. Okay, this is metal, appears to be metal. Yeah, it is for sure metal. And interesting, it's got little removable stickers on the bottom. I wonder why they're there. Well, in all four spots, you can pull this little tab off. And you can see they go in there. And it's got a 5000D logo here with a fan filter, which is really great. It's important to keep dust out, especially if you put a case on the floor, which does happen for some people, even though nobody likes it. This is cool, that you can easily access all the screws for the fan holders. It says it's not supposed to support 340 millimeter, but it sure looks like it could. I wonder what the reason for saying it doesn't is. Before we get too far, though, let's go ahead and put this back for now, and put this guy back on. It's an interesting design, I have to say. It has something similar on top with Corsair's logo, or I'm sorry, brand right here. Does this come off the same way? It does. So these are very easy to just pop right off, which is really cool. It's got tape holding this, an air filter of sorts. I'm going to go and take this tape off. All right. There's one more piece coming. So we got these two off. Thank you. And yeah, this is pretty interesting. Most of this air is, in most builds, this air would be flowing out anyway, so it's not as big of a concern. But yeah, this is a really free-flowing case. And we have here the front ports. So we got two USB, I believe the 3.0, and then the 3.1, headphone, reset button, power button. All right, so let's go ahead and put this back on. Like that. It's very well, it clicks in there nicely. It's satisfying to push in there. Now let's go ahead and to the side here. So this is where another piece of airflow, where you got, instead of just a solid side panel, you actually have what appears to be air filters and another place for fans. So a little bump right there. That's too bad. All right, let's go ahead and utilize the thumb screws and start taking it apart. Before that though, let's finish looking around this. Okay, so then we've got the back and what looks like some more hardware in there. Gray slot covers. Here's the two vertical, the rest are horizontal. Another fan input. This looks like 120. It doesn't look like I can fit 140, like we said. It does slide up and down though. Another place for airflow. Oh, what do we got? We have another air filter, which is good. So apparently most power supplies have fans on the bottom these days, and this is to keep the dust from getting into the power supply, so that's great. While we're there, we might as well look at the bottom. We've got what looks like screws for mounting hard drives and SSDs, so if you needed to mount some to the inside on the bottom, you can do that. I guess you could probably pop this out for some kind of tube or something. I'm not entirely sure what that's all about, but you can see the feet. This is nice. One of the complaints I have with my case is that the feet fall off. These don't look like they would. So this looks like a well-designed feet, which I know sounds silly, but it's kind of important. All right, and last but not least is the glorious and very pretty clear glass side. This is tempered glass. Seems really sturdy. It's not going anywhere. There's also a protective film, and I'll let this one decide when I peel that off. So, all right, let's go ahead and start taking the side panels off. I don't know if you noticed, but there's thumb screws in a lot of places. These are the good kind of thumb screws. I like that. So some thumb screws, you just unscrew it and then it comes out, right? Well, this one, it's got like it can stay in there. You won't lose it. So that's really nice. All right, and it looks like it just pops off. Yep, it just comes right off. So it swings open. I like that new design as well. I've seen other cases like that. And I think that's great. Okay, and then we'll take the back panel off while we're here. Since we were talking about that earlier. Let's go ahead and just unscrew this until it's no longer stays in on its own. And we'll just pop this off. That's fantastic. Again, here's the air filter. Keep the dust out. It looks like this might come off, but I just don't see a reason to take it off. You want to go ahead and take off the tape? Go ahead. Just gotta stick this side panels over here. Hopefully they're out of the way. As you can see, she's taking off the tape.
Looks like this panel comes off too.
Yeah, it does. Looks like this one needs a screwdriver to come off. I don't know if we have to. And there's also another hole right here. Oh, that is extremely awesome. I've never seen this before in a case. There's not just a side panel. There's a fridge door. That is extremely cool.
Wow.
That is extremely cool.
That's quite helpful.
All right. So looking at the back, we've got what I assume is another hard drive SSD mounting, whatever it needs to be bracket, but it also comes off. I wonder if I can get a screwdriver for this guy. Here we go. All right, so with this one, a lot of coolers mount on the back, and some people change coolers while they're still using their computer. So having a large access panel there is really important. Also, we've got cable routing guides here, which is great. We have some kind of fan controller here. PWM repeater. Ooh, that's nice. So I got a, I'd have to test this to prove it, but if this is what I think it is, it might mean that the fan controller is RPM aware. And if that's the case, see, one of the problems I had with my recent upgrade is it had one of these in there, because it's got tons of fans on it, but it was always on. The fans were always on full speed when it was plugged into this, so I ended up having to plug them into the motherboard headers directly, which my motherboard had enough, so it was fine. But if this one is smart enough to pass along the fan speed, that would be great. But it's not the end of the world. It's still really handy to have it, though. And let's see what we got here. We got a Velcro. Actually, this does come out. But does this require tools? It looks like it does require these screws. That's okay. I don't know if we'll need to remove it anyway. All right, so here we've got the case, all the wiring. So we've got the USB Type-C port for this. We've got reset switch. What is this guy? Power switch. The front panel audio. The fan header. The USB 3.0 ports. What is this over here? Power LED, plus and minus. Looks like it. I love how the Velcro here is. It just holds everything in place, along with the grommets for your cables. That's great. It looks like this is open instead of being grommeted, so that's just something to note. Okay, when something just came here, what do we got? This is...
Looks like some kind of drawer for the power supply, maybe.
It could be. I'm not entirely sure what this is for. I will have to look in the manual to find out, but I'm guessing you might be right. You know what? Remember that hole on the bottom that we didn't know what it was? I bet you this is for that.
You think so?
Yeah, I do. Oh yeah, before I flip it over, here's your SSD trays. Now this is really cool, and that's an interesting post. But yeah, right here, watch. Because these are the nice kind of thumb screws, you want to swap SSDs, comes right off. You don't have to worry about losing the screw. You screw it into here, and then you just put it back on.
That's really cool.
It's really well designed, absolutely. And again, being able to hold another drive here as well in a pinch is really great. And let me see if there's anything else to note. Oh yeah, here's the hard drive slots. Oh, looks like this is our hardware. That's important. It's got our screws in it, most likely. Try to take this out without destroying the box it's in. There we go. Oh, they have holes for the hard drive cage. Okay. Oh, this is a toolless hard drive holder. If you have a 3.5-inch drives, it's got pegs so that you can just pressure insert it without having to use screws. Or you can screw it in the bottom, it's up to you. But that's kind of nice, having that option. You can just, stick them in there and take them out.
Interesting.
Oh, you pull out the hardware?
What is this for?
We'll get to that in just a minute. All right, and so here's where the power supply goes. I'm assuming there is. Does this come out? No. So this is a hard-mounted power supply. You have to stick it in and screw it in. There's a lot of different kinds. I've seen some with trays. I've seen some without. Oh, and you know what? Another thing that's useful to know is this hard drive tray actually comes out as well. So you can either mount the hard drives in the tray and then stick the tray back in, or you could take, if you don't have any 3.5-inch drives, which is honestly more common these days, you can just take the whole thing out. Let me see how this comes. There we are. Just got a couple sleds. And it looks like you can actually move it as well. There's this spot, and then there's also this spot you could stick it. Hopefully you can see that on the camera. I don't know, but you can stick it in one or two places. So if you have a longer power supply or want to manage your cables a different way, you can put it in one or two places. And most people don't have to access their hard drives that often to take them out. So it'll be harder to remove them if it's over here. It's kind of this. You'd have to take this out in order to do so. But really, that's pretty nice. And this does come out, so it's not like you don't have that choice. Anyway, you can just take this out. I'm trying to figure out where that screw is for that. It'll be more obvious on the front side, but all right. So that's really neat. All right, I think we're done with this side for now, and we'll have to figure out where this goes together as we flip it around and close the fridge door, which is so cool.
I know, it's so convenient.
Yeah. All right. So now we've got. This is the motherboard side, the business side, if you will. We've got a couple screw grommets here. I'm not sure what they're for. They might be for water cooling. What's the word I'm looking for? Pump or reservoir or something like that. You've got this, again, a removable tray here. Oh, there's actually some. I'm not sure how that comes out.
Some kind of filter.
Yeah, there's some.
There's a little yellow tab over here.
Oh yeah.
For it.
Oh yeah, there's a little tab, yeah, for this to come out. Yeah. Well, this comes out. Oh, you know what? We never noticed this before.
Wow.
Check this out. I thought it came out, but I did not realize that it's magnetic.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, it's actually a magnetic strip.
This isn't.
You're not supposed to take that off. No, that's supposed to. Yeah, but you can see here that you got all kinds of rails you could connect. Various fans. And this air filter, not only is it easily removable, goes back in with a magnet. That's really cool.
It is so cool.
Yeah, didn't catch that the first time around. Very nice. Okay, as you can see now that we're on the inside of the...
I'm not sure how this
you
is.
just push it down.
Oh, okay.
So now that we're on the inside of the case, it comes with, as you can see, two fans. Oh, sorry.
Okay.
One here. Seems like it was a decent amount of air. I know you don't know until they're on how much it actually uses, but you can tell how good of a fan is based on how much air it comes out when you spin it. These are the sharp-looking gray, drive slots or PCI slot covers, as we said before. You got your built-in motherboard standoffs, which should cover most cases. It comes with a few extras in case you need to put one here for some motherboards, or if you have a micro ATX and or mini ATX, or ITX, and you gotta use one of these smaller ones. You've got, this thing that comes out we saw before. I think this shroud comes out. It does. Still not sure how this works. We may have to actually refer to the manual. But this guy comes out right here. Let's see how this works. Let's see if we can figure it out real quick. The other side must be on the back. Oh, there. Oh, I found a screw. Yeah, we're going to.
Here, I can do it.
Oh, you can do it? Okay, go ahead.
Oh, it's a little small in the space. It's okay, I'm unscrewing it.
All right.
Okay, it's loose.
All right, is that it? Or do we have one more? Is there something else blocking it as well? Or is it...
Oh, there's like a little tab thingy here.
There you go. Just push it out. All right, so I wonder if this is something to do with this. Because here you can see there's that little hole that we saw earlier. I don't know if you can see it on the video, but we got this little hole, right? I bet you this guy goes in here. Yep. There we go. Come on, I gotta figure out how to line this up.
It's like that.
Yeah, there we go. So we can swap that out. So if you don't want to have it covered, you have it open instead, which would allow for a larger front air cooler, right? You can have, or a spot for reservoir, or who knows? I mean, there's so much flexibility in this case. They thought of almost everything. But yeah, so that's really cool.
I think this screws in here.
Yeah, I don't know which one. I mean, we can probably put the original one back.
Sure.
Basically, it's either a hard drive cage or this, right? So additional fans, or well, actually, the bottom fan could still be put in there because it would just blow right on the hard drives. So, but if you don't need the hard drives at all, you can put this in there instead and have a cleaner looking build. So that's cool, you know. I mean, hey. But you're gonna have a hard drive, right?
Probably.
You do have a spinny drive.
Yes.
Okay, then yeah, we'll probably go back to this one. But we got to explore that aspect of it,
Yeah, I think that's cool.
and it'll keep them cool on the airflow. So that's really interesting.
They thought of everything.
They did think of a lot of stuff, that's for sure. And I think some of this comes out, which I don't know if we're going to do because we don't have a radiator to put here, so I think we're going to leave that in place. But yeah, this is really neat.
Okay, you already tightened that.
Is there any of the secrets the manual can reveal to us that we have not figured out yet? Because this is a thick manual. Very thick manual.
It's a novel.
Indeed. How many languages is it in? Quite a few. All right, let's see here. We've got the English, French, German, Nederlanders. That would be what? Dutch, Italian, Spanish, Portuguese, Polish, and then some characters I can't read. So quite a few.
I think Russian and then.
Yeah, probably Russian. Maybe that might be Arabic. I think that's Arabic. Or Hebrew.
That's Arabic.
Yeah.
I think.
Think?
I'm not sure. I hope I'm not wrong.
Yeah, I hate to be. Yeah, I wouldn't want to. Could be Hebrew, I guess. They both have these squiggly lines, but I think it's Arabic. I don't know. Regardless, it's a lot of languages. All right, let's go to the English section, the part we can read. All right, some more specs, which we already went through pretty much, and case features. So it kind of shows that again. That's on the side of the box. It shows us removing the side panels, removing the top and front bezel, which we kind of discovered together already. The cable bar, you can remove that. Oh, this guy. Yeah, we can remove that. So that's, so you can hide some of the cables. Shows you how to remove that. And then the other cable bar, which is this guy. It also, and then it shows us how to install the motherboard, how to install hard drives, how to install the power supply, and the hard drive cage. And the SSDs, which we kind of talked about earlier. Oh, and you can also mount some more SSDs with more cages here, which we don't have. We don't need them, because I don't think you have more than 2 SSDs, right? And then the PCIe cards, and the vertical mount, which is sold separately. Does not include that. And all your audio cable connectors, which we showed already. And the motherboard accessory tray, which is right there. And fan mount locations, and that's it. Now we're in a different language. So that's the manual. It's pretty good. All right, last thing to look at. What's in the little box? Good things come in small boxes.
I had a little preview. There's
You
a
did.
few dongles, I think.
Oh, really? Well, I guess we'll find out more shortly. All right, so
Straps.
let's start with the screws. We've got large screws, I'm presuming are for fans. The mounting risers, like we said, the hard drive screws, the SSD screws, and the case motherboard screws. So they're all here. Okay, good. And then we've got.
I wasn't sure what that was.
That is a. Huh. a 90-degree angle for the USB 3.0 cable. I'm not sure why we would need that. Huh. All right, Velcro straps. You can never have too many Velcro straps.
Cable organizers, right?
Yep, another one as well, so very handy. And, oh, wait. There's a
bunch
of them.
A ton of them.
Wow, we've got tons and tons of Corsair branded labeled Velcro straps. That is awesome. And whatever this is, this looks like a unique kind of standoff. I'm not sure why we want that, but it's got a rubber tip. It's very similar to this piece right here. So it's this.
Oh, I see.
Right in the back. Let's
oh, I see it.
Yeah, it's the same. So it's maybe it's a spare one of those. We'll just go with that for now. But
that one's a little bigger, but
or maybe it's a different size.
I close the door.
Yeah. So in this store, you can see we got this guy right here. This looks like another one of these. So it is actually a little bit. Well, it's about the same size.
I wonder if it's supposed
It's got a different size rubber grommet on the end. I don't know why we need a second one. Maybe if this was removed or something. Oh, you know what? Let's see. No, this screw hole is right there. It's the same. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure why we need this, but it gives us. They give us another one. So cool. All right. And you know what? Maybe it's one of those things. If you keep working with it, you'll figure it out. But all right, very cool. I guess one last thing I wanted to show you guys is the size of this case relative to other common cases. So let me put the sides back on real quick first. Yeah, as you can see, this goes on real easily. I like that. Snaps right into place. So I just wanted to show you, this is a relatively large case. That definitely matters for some people in some circumstances. For example, if you're going to stick it inside of a desk, you need to know, or if you're going to stick it on top of a ledge, you need to know how big it is. Stuff like that. I am going to actually take out the tape rule first, and we're going to measure this. Now, I know I told you the size of units in millimeters, but some of us don't think in millimeters because we've been American too long. So I am going to actually show you guys in inches how big it is. So where's my tape roll? There it is. Classic Stanley tape roll. All right, so let's start with the width. This is 9.5 inches wide, approximately, almost 10 inches. All right, and we got the depth being 20 inches on the dot, but then it's got a little bit of clearance in the back, so you probably need a little more clearance than 20 inches. But this right to this point, and then if you got like the PCI stuff sticking out, is probably a 1/2 inch. So you need at least 21 inches clearance just to be safe. And then vertically, from the feet, let me just get this under there, to the top is 20.5 inches, approximately. So just to give you an idea. All right, and last but not least, we will show you this case relative to some other cases that we have available. Am I going to do that? Get the camera? Sure. All right, so I'm going to take this big boy here and stick it next to a couple more cases that we have. I kind of wanted to show you how big this was in relation to these other ones. So this is a very inexpensive case that is going to be upgraded to this guy. So Amber's computer it's its lucky day. It's more airflow, much nicer looking, sharper case. This is mine. This is a Fractal Design the Fine S2 RGB. It's a very nice case. I like it a lot. For whatever reason, Fractal's cases fit in my nook in my desk. So I can't use this case because it's a little bit taller. And that's kind of why I wanted to point that out, is that compared to even this beefy guy, it's just a little bit bigger, a couple inches. So depending on your circumstance, you may or may not be able to fit it. So always be careful of your measurements. But otherwise, it's really, really sharp. So, okay. And that's about it for this video. Next video will be actually installing the parts. So after this, we get to do some behind the scenes stuff where we take her computer apart and get the parts ready to be put in here. And then we will film the process of building that machine once everything is ready. So I hope you enjoyed this. Take care and God bless.